Hello and welcome to this OneCoin, OneLife presentation. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Sarah Smas and I'd like to welcome you to the future of payments. I'd like you also just to make sure that for the next 30 to 40 minutes, please, you actually switch off all distractions, any kind of mobile phones, any televisions, maybe the children, put them into another room so that you really can dedicate the next 30 to 40 minutes solely to listening to this information, because I can assure you what I'm about to share with you is not your typical presentation. It's not your typical opportunity, make money from home kind of a situation that you might have heard before, seen before, maybe received an email or, being invited to some kind of a presentation, webinar, maybe online, offline. I can assure you this is not like anything that you've ever seen before. And I'll go into that in just the next sort of few minutes for you so that you really understand why I say what I say. But I can assure you after that time when we are finished here, you will really, really get a much better impression and picture of why I'm able to say and make such a strong statement that this really is very, very unique. It's very different. And it's where our world is heading to, with or without us. So what I'm about to share with you really has got the potential to literally change the course of your life. And, myself, just to briefly talk about myself for a few minutes. As I said, my name is Sarah Smas. I've been an entrepreneur and a network marketer for over 15 years full time now. I've been online for many years now. My sort of speciality has been in online network marketing. I've really specialized in recruiting, mainly over the internet, using methods such as, social media, recruiting people literally, from the comfort of your home in the majority of cases. And I've been really, really successful doing that. I've actually written a book about this called Sponsoring Superhighway, which has become a Amazon.com bestseller. And I've also been a #1 earner in 3 network marketing companies. I'm actually a classically trained violinist, and I came to study in London in the United Kingdom in '99, and I've actually stayed living here since then. I was born and raised in Germany, and and I really caught the vision of network marketing and what this industry makes possible for people from all walks of life, regardless of your level of education, regardless of your, ethnic background, regardless of your anything really. It doesn't matter whether you're young or old, or this is an industry that's extremely interesting for everybody, and that's why I decided to go away from my, career as a violinist a little bit, and be able to have children, be there for them, raise a family, and not be traveling every 5 minutes and, leaving the children with, in the care of somebody else. So this industry has allowed me to stay home with my family, but also be highly, highly successful. So, yeah, but in the last 15 years, I've had many highs, many lows. And, again, companies in our industry, they do afford to change people's lives. I mean, a lot of them have done so, but also over the years now, it's become harder. It's become more difficult because there's a lot of competition. Many companies do very similar products, very similar services, and it's becoming really difficult to be different and to attract momentum, to attract the right people to your organization so that it actually makes a difference to your bottom line and to your income. So, with being a speaker, an author, a trainer, and a coach in that space over more than 15 years, I've met many people from all walks of life. I've seen many companies come and go. And literally, what I'm about to share with you now, I have been aware of since 2014. And I'll share a story with you. I actually made a mistake to not take this company seriously enough. I didn't do my homework immediately when they launched in September 2014, in fact, when my good friend Juha Parhiala, who's now, if you look at this screenshot, it's a screenshot of a website that independently lists top income earners of all network marketing companies worldwide. And Juha Parhiala, who I actually have worked with in 2011 in another network marketing company, that's where we met. And, he now makes $4 million a month, making him the top paid distributor in network marketing globally. And he actually invited me before he started, fully and engaged in OneCoin. He asked me to come and go with him to Sofia, Bulgaria, and meet the owner of the company and just to check it out and do my homework. And I made a mistake, I'll be honest with you. I mean, this is, time to own up to that. And frankly, I just dismissed it. I said, no, it's not really for me. I don't really see it. I couldn't really relate to what he was talking about. Until that point, I had never been a part of any financial services network marketing opportunity. I'd only dealt in technology products and in health and wellness products. And so this to me was very, very exotic, very different. And I really didn't get it. That is my mistake. I mean, I definitely made a mistake. And with this webinar, I just want to make sure that nobody here makes the same mistakes that I did. Because had I done my homework, see that the top 15 people in the world, in terms of income earners in our industry, 6 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those are OneCoin distributors, and they are mixing in now and overtaking people such as Dexter and Bertie Yeager, top paid Amway distributors with $1.3 million monthly income. They've probably built that position for decades, and there come Juha, the Steinkeller brothers. You've got Anton Federspiel, Igor and Andrea Alberts, Mikhail Petrovich, Jose Gordo. All those people are overtaking really, really well-established network marketing companies that have been on the market, as I said, for a long, long time. And you know what? Had I, like I said, going back to my example, done my homework in 2014 versus dismissing the opportunity, I'm sure my life would be very different today, yet even more, successful than it has been. I will say, it's not that I have sat idly in the last few years, but I didn't use the momentum and the opportunity that I was presented with in 2014. So it's my mission today, to cut down on your time that you will take to do your homework and to give you the opportunity to get all the information straight away, and just to get a complete picture, because I didn't get this information that I'm about to share with you now in complete, full, in one sense. At the time, the company was just in 2014 starting out. It wasn't really so clear what was going to happen. Today, I can come and speak with you from a point of, knowledge of what actually has happened. It's not an experiment. It's not something we need to wonder, well, what will happen? We already know what this company has done. It's broken all records. I can share with you the fastest growing company to reach $1 billion in revenue in the first operative year. The fastest company to achieve $1 billion per year was Groupon. In fact, it wasn't in a year. They did this in 18 or 19 months. So, we did it in 12 months and overtaking Groupon. Literally, this is the fastest growing company in the world. And see, had I said yes in September 2014, I probably would be somewhere, I would say, and that's not blowing my own horn, but in that top earners list. And you would have had the same opportunity. It's literally the same as for everyone that's listening to this. All I'm saying is we need to use our chances. We need to use information given to us correctly versus closing our eyes and making the mistake to, I just didn't do my homework at the right time. And that's really the only reason why I didn't join back then. However, 6 weeks ago, I finally decided, and I said to myself, I'm done watching those people making huge amounts of money, literally changing their lives. I said, I'm going to join this group of people. I'm just going to stop, watching from the sidelines. And that's what I decided to do. So look, this company has got 25,000 people earning in excess of $100,000 a month. Think about that. It's already created over 300 income millionaires with network marketing income and over 1,000 coin millionaires. And I'll get into the coin and what that really means in just a moment. $5 billion have been created in wealth for the members of this opportunity. And we've got 2.2 million members actually right now, growing by between 5 to 10,000 people every single day. This is a company that's in full blown momentum, and you've got the opportunity to join that timing and that opportunity for yourself and grab it and make something out of it. Not watch other people and see those results and think to yourself, well, what does that mean for me? But actually see and feel what it's like to be a part of that yourself. So this is how you should start doing your homework, I think, when you look at our future of payments. Where did we come from? So let's just take a look at the evolution of money. Okay, first of all, hundreds and thousands of years ago, it started off with shells, right? When people paid with shells for goods. They would die for those shells or whatever, and then they would take them and they would pay for the goods. And then obviously came the gold rush, people digging for gold, and then out of gold, they made gold coins. So people would use gold coins to pay for goods. And then eventually came the paper money, then came credit cards. And then now the evolution of the logical and rational direction of where the world with payments is going to is cryptocurrency. Okay. Cryptocurrency means a digitalized form of money. Why? Because you see, the internet is so predominant. The internet really hosts every bigger business that we have on the planet. Every company that's really doing much of anything will have a presence on the internet. We know that many transactions happen online. Every major bank has got a website. So it's very logical that our money, our paper money, is going to move into a digitalized form as well. And that's the name of this digital money, is cryptocurrency. Okay. Now, if you look at it, money versus currency, okay? I mean, if you look at that slide, I think it's pretty simple to understand. In ancient times, the way people would pay for goods and how things actually, moved along. I think that this is a slide that really, really nicely shows that kind of development. And you just have to do this today. I mean, in 2014, I didn't think about those developments. I just thought to myself, whether it'll come or not, who knows? I'll be a bit skeptical and take that position of, let's see other people test out the waters, But you see, those people in history that took that position and they waited, they never became wealthy. The waiting game is the worst thing. Joining the train at the end of it versus at the front of it is, I think, the biggest mistake one can do in business in general. Okay, so when you see a trend developing, when you see that the world is moving in a certain direction, you just have to grab this opportunity with both hands, is what I would suggest that you do, and learn from my mistakes. So in any case, in 2008, the global financial crisis was the worst crisis since the 1930s. If you probably remember 2008, I certainly do. I live in London, as I said to you, and my house has been going up since I bought it in 2002 steadily. Okay. 2008 come along, and, London being, 7-8 million inhabitants and stuff, property should always be on the up. Comes 2008, of course, property prices fell down really, really down into the basements. And you know what? Nobody was selling their properties. So, I definitely, watched those kinds of ups and downs very, very closely, being a homeowner. And you know what? In 200 years, if you look at the development of money until 2008, over, 825 billion US dollars were printed, okay? Since 2008 until 2015, 7,000 billion US dollars were printed. What does that tell you? Printing more paper money means the currency becomes worth what? Less and less, right? See, what was actually holding the value of the US dollar? It was the Chinese. It is still the Chinese supporting the purchases of US government bonds, okay? Now that China, however, if you look at the news, decides to create its own World Bank, then they will stop supporting the dollar by purchasing the US government bonds, okay? That is something that you have to look at. A financial trend, paper money becoming worth less and less. The internet is where everything is happening these days. People have got their smartphones with them, their tablets, their laptops everywhere they go. We've got wireless internet, even on the mountains, wherever, on thousands of meters up in the mountains, you've got wireless internet. What does that tell you? It tells you that our world is developing into the digital form. Okay, so everything becomes digital, including our money. Now, cryptocurrency is a digital currency that uses cryptography and complex mathematical algorithms. It's like a puzzle, okay? And it controls the creation, administration, and the security of the currency. And that is controlled by what we call a blockchain, okay? Blockchain is like a ledger, but I'll get into that in just a moment. There is a maximum limit to the number of coins that can be created. You see, just versus the last slide here, where so much paper money was printed, randomly, and always will be printed randomly, that can't happen with a cryptocurrency. There is a certain limit of coins that will ever be available, and so there can't be any inflation. The value is not tied to a country or a central bank. The value is solely dependent on supply, demand, and usability. That's what drives the value of a cryptocurrency. Okay. So again, if you start a cryptocurrency today, which you could yourself, you just could, decide to open your own cryptocurrency. Takes 20 minutes. You can get a code on the internet. However, it'll be worthless initially. What drives the value of a cryptocurrency is supply, demand, and usability, and the brand that you build around it. So if it's not a recognized brand, it's not going to be worth anything, okay? So a new way to process payments over the internet has now transpired directly from one person to another without the currency fluctuations, without costs or intermediaries, okay? The value is not tied to any country or any central bank. Imagine that. So think about developments that affect us all. I mean, affect us all in a way that we know. For example, I live in London, and my country in June this year decided with a referendum to leave the EU. Okay, what happened to the British pound? Because nobody really, including me, expected the UK to opt to leave the EU. But what happened due to that, political event? It dropped the pound that we know, the UK pound, to its all-time low since 1985. Now, if I had had my money, which thankfully I didn't, in some kind of UK pound tied in bonds or stocks or shares that had something to do with the UK economy, my money would have gone down swimming down the toilets that day. Would have fallen in value majorly. Thankfully, I wasn't involved in that. And you know what? However, if I have my money in a cryptocurrency, doesn't matter what happens to the UK leaving, the EU or any other event, the cryptocurrency isn't going to be affected by that. I think that's a very, very real and recent example that will make a lot of sense to many people that are watching the news and are aware of what's going on with the economy. Okay, so we have verified transactions with a cryptocurrency, with the blockchain, like sending an email, but no bank taking a slice of your transaction. The most important invention in economic history since the internet was created is the cryptocurrency movement, okay? Every day serves the banking system $8 billion to charge different fees associated with money passed between different parts. So think about that. If you don't want to support the banks anymore and you don't want to keep paying these hefty fees, well, guess what? Then you can actually start becoming a cryptocurrency user, and at least some of your money can be in cryptocurrency. So it's not all with your bank. It's not all in that situation connected to world events and fluctuations up and down and God knows what. So what's a blockchain? It's a ledger that all users are connected to. So it can't be manipulated, because you see, a cryptocurrency has got many various users worldwide. And all the users, the people that purchase the coin, they're part of that one ledger, the blockchain. All users that use the cryptocurrency, they have a unique key, like a DNA key, that gives access to this public ledger, okay? The transactions are all synchronized and they're registered in the blockchain. That is a control system for the monetary foundation of the coin. Now, the global market, if you look at it as a global situation, okay, cryptocurrency enables a brand new financial market. It helps the people that are unbanked, okay? Global banking, actually, the situation looks this way. There is over 2 billion people that don't have access to a bank account today. What they can do now, all of a sudden, they can simply, via their cell phones, send money from one person to the other, borderless, instant, and free. Think about that. They can also do remittance payments from peer-to-peer transactions without limitations or high fees, okay? If you, for example, think about a worker who lives and works in Dubai, wants to send money home to his family in India, that costs him a huge amount of money to send money from Dubai to India using maybe Western Union, MoneyGram, whatever. Think about this person using OneCoin instead, our cryptocurrency. If he has a smartphone or a laptop or some kind of an internet connecting kind of a device, he can log in and send digital money. doesn't need to go to the Western Union branch, doesn't need to pay Western Union any fees or PayPal or anything else like that, or even his bank, just sends it 1 second later. It's in India, it's free, it's instant, and the person over there can receive it literally on their own device. Okay, no money needs to pass hands. It's actually 100% instant. Okay, that is the future. It's just where our world is going to, with or without us. Whether we get it or not right now, right here, that doesn't matter. It'll happen anyway, with or without us. I can assure you of that. Now, if you want to protect your wealth and your income, if your income and your wealth is based on a currency, it's depending on the strength of the currency. If the currency for some reason does poorly, your money is going to be worth much less, maybe almost nothing. That has happened in certain situations, in certain countries with certain currencies. And you know what? If you want to opt out of that, you should look at cryptocurrency because it's not affected by those changes. If you look at probably the most famous cryptocurrency to date is Bitcoin. I know most people probably would have heard of Bitcoin. And if you compare that to OneCoin, well, people oftentimes ask me, well, Sarah, what's the major differences between Bitcoin and OneCoin? Well, I can tell you. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by a guy by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto, okay? It took Bitcoin 3 years to become a publicly accepted form of payment in with payment vendors, okay, with places of points of, where you can actually outside in the real world on a website or in a store or something, use the Bitcoin as a method of payment. It took them 3 years to do that. Bitcoin created a way to transfer money instantly to anyone in the world with literally almost no fees. Okay. Now, the coin started off, you could buy it in 2009 when it launched for $10 and at its highest peak, it went up to $1,203 worth for one Bitcoin. In the world, there are approximately 200,000 miners of Bitcoin, and there are 150,000 stores now that accept Bitcoin as a payment. There are 21 million Bitcoins available, and that's the end of the Bitcoin story. There's never going to be more than 21 million, okay? Now, versus OneCoin, if you look at it on the other side, we started in September 2014. Our CEO and our head of the company is Dr. Ruja Ignatova. More about her in just a moment. We've reached over $1.3 in the first operative year. The coin traded, now listen to this, 0.50 euro cents it started off at, and June 2016 numbers were the coin was worth €6.25. It still is at this point right now, €6.25 on the 12th of August 2016 when I'm speaking this to you live. Over 2 million miners at the moment in the world, 2.2 in fact. It's growing by between 5 to 10,000 miners daily. And we've got China UnionPay as a credit card that is associated with us that you can use to withdraw money and to use it as a method of payment that is, connected in terms of usability with our company. We've got 120 billion coins that are going to be available now, starting with our second blockchain that will be launched on the 1st of October this year. And we are in over 200 countries. So we are actually by users a lot larger than Bitcoin ever is or was. Okay. We have, like I say, 10 times the amount of users that Bitcoin has. Well, our CEO is, like I said, Dr. Ruja Ignatova. She's also our founder. She's got a master's degree in economics from the University of Constance, a PhD in law from the University of Oxford. She's a former associate partner with McKinsey & Company. She's literally a very, 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 well-educated person who's done a lot of banking projects, and she's been, running, different, operating and liquidity risk kind of projects. She's got a huge background in finance, and again, people like her are rare to come by, A, and B, to start a network marketing company, even more rare to come by, I can assure you, because I've been around for 15 years. I've not met a person that's got that kind of pedigree running an MLM company. Okay, she's published 2 books in multiple languages on the matter of cryptocurrency. She was a keynote speaker at the Economist Summit 2015. And she was on the front cover of Forbes magazine. I mean, this is a person who really is a very well vetted and checked out person, because all these various, institutions and companies wouldn't have wanted to work with her had she not really, passed a lot of tests. So here we go. Why should you join OneCoin? Why do you want to look at this in a serious way? Well, you see, with other cryptocurrencies, if you look at that again side by side to us, all of them really that I'm aware of are decentralized cryptocurrencies. We are centralized. The difference between a decentralized and a centralized cryptocurrency is that the centralized cryptocurrency is checked up, is controlled, and has a company managing the cryptocurrency. So, for example, with a decentralized cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, you don't have any chance of retracing your Bitcoins that you have in possession should you lose your login details or your password. That's not possible with OneCoin. If you lose your login details, you can always contact OneCoin because it is a real company with real offices in Bulgaria, Sofia, with many, I think, over 150 employees now, and so on. And literally, we are there to help you get access to your coins should you lose access, such as lose your password. Other cryptocurrencies are open for speculation, and they hope to somehow get accepted at some point for global payment. We have an innovation with an absolute clear and clearly defined strategy. Okay, we have, on the other hand, with other cryptocurrencies, we have high tech, very difficult to use, systems. Usually, you have to be a bit of a technical genius to use a lot of these cryptocurrencies. We are very, very user friendly. Other cryptocurrencies have a main focus on public trading. Our main focus is on utility and usability. Okay, with others, you have anonymous transactions. We are secure and traceable. So basically, a lot of the criticism to maybe even Bitcoin, I will tell you, has been that, terrorists or criminals can actually use Bitcoins and transact amongst other criminals or other terrorists because it's anonymous. Nobody knows who buys it, who sells it. There is nothing at all, and that was a major criticism that a lot of the media has given Bitcoin. And with us, it's like this. Look, we are a secure and traceable cryptocurrency. What do I mean by that? We are the first cryptocurrency in the world who has introduced what we call KYC procedure. KYC is know your customer procedure. So every person buying and selling a coin has to provide their their documents of identification, such as a copy of their passport and utility bill, to the company so that we actually know who you are. So people who have bad intentions are not going to want to be part of OneCoin. That's a very good thing for the honest folks amongst us. And again, that's just something I thought I should mention as well. Other cryptocurrencies are not part of the regular monetary system. We are part of the global economy due to being in so many different countries, with being associated now with so many different individuals, so many people joining us. And obviously, our goal is to become the number one cryptocurrency in the world. I know that's a big statement, but when you look at how we are intending to do that, we have innovation with strategy. We have an ecosystem here that we've created. If you look at that wheel on the right-hand side, we've got different elements to the company, such as our One Academy, which actually is an educational platform that Dr. Ruja, who's Oxford educated, together with other industry, industry specialists in the financial world, etc., has put together an entire academy where you actually gain access to education in the world of finance, trading, forex, cryptocurrency, and so on, so that we don't just dump you into buying a coin with us, as you would if you were to buy Bitcoins. Nobody's going to educate you with Bitcoin on the subject of financial decisions and whatnot, but we do that very, very well with our One Academy. We have a OneCoin exchange, which is our exchange platform inside of your back office where you can trade and buy and sell the coin. Then we have a OneLife network. It's part of the whole community where you're part of the network marketing structure if you want to refer the business onto others. Then we have merchants, which we're going to tie into our OneCoin. They will actually accept us eventually as a method of payment globally. The goal is to have over 1 million merchants, or just about 1 million merchants is the goal. If we surpass it, great. But the goal also is to have 10 million users. We are just about, a fifth into that with 2 million. So actually, we have a one pay system as well that allows us to, pay in and pay out of the company. It's our own e-wallet system. We have a OneForex website or section to our company, which is a trading and investing section to our company. We have an investment fund with the investment fund side of things. And we've got a charity called One World Foundation as well, which I think is very important. If you're that big and that successful of a company, is to give back. So we actually have a company owned One World Foundation, which supports underprivileged children in the world. And every distributor can donate to that through their own back office. Then we have a Coin Cloud, which is our secure cloud server, which is a hosted service that makes sure that all data, everything is 100% protected. And we have Coin Vegas is our gambling side to the business. We have an entertainment and games site as well. So this is part of the larger ecosystem, but all is controlled and overseen by OneCoin, the major company and the brand behind everything. Okay, so the goal is to dominate the market in 2 years and to become the world's #1 cryptocurrency. And you are invited to join us on that journey and make your own fortune on the way to achieving that goal with the company. Okay, the One Academy that I spoke about is the key centerpiece, and that's how you join the company. You become educated and you get education by becoming part of OneCoin. And it's not just education on OneCoin, it's education on everything to do with financial matters, so that you know how to make good financial decisions. We don't expect you to go drive a car without giving you the opportunity to make a driving license, to get your driving license, right? So that's the same really with cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is part of the financial market. And if you don't know anything about that, you should get educated. So here we give you the opportunity to join the company at various stages, various packages, starting from a free package. You can get free access all the way through to the Infinity Trader. And we have another one is our ultimate package now. And we have a Tycoon Plus as well. That's only until the 1st of October. But you can join at any one of those packages or even a combination of them, which is what we suggest that you do. Never buy a single package, but more about that from the person who invited you to this webinar today. The time does not allow me now to go into the reasons why you should buy a combination of packages. So what you get is access to One Academy, and then you start your education. It's just like going to a home study university kind of course, okay? It's very, very high level, but very easy to understand at the same time. And I myself am a student of One Academy now. I love it. I love what I'm getting out of it. I love the whole information, the whole education. It's very, very good. And then, you get also a certain amount of tokens with each package, okay? And tokens become eventually, once they go through the process of mining and splitting, they then become OneCoins. So you don't immediately buy the coin. That's not how it works. You purchase a educational package, and then you get coins with every package, and tokens, and those tokens then become, like I say, eventually they become OneCoins, okay? Now, what I want to talk about with you is history repeating itself. Very important point, okay? Because think about this. Netscape, was the first maybe browser that I'm sure those of you that have been around the internet for a little bit longer, I certainly myself recall Netscape being there before Google ever was. And then all of a sudden comes Google around. And then everybody was on Google. I don't know anyone who is using Netscape these days. MySpace, I was on MySpace 10 years ago when I was a networker, probably in the industry for a few years. All of a sudden came MySpace. I thought, great. I was doing all sorts of things on MySpace. What happened? Facebook came along, did it better, bigger, whatever, faster, different features, I don't know what, and everybody was on Facebook, right? So look at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? It's the pioneer in the cryptocurrency field. Yes, it is. And we're grateful that they exist, that we have that to look back on the history. However, OneCoin comes along and does it bigger, better, faster, different technology, more modern, algorithms, different kind of blockchain, different system, network marketing company, is centralized, not decentralized, lots of different things like a version 2.0. Okay. And so everybody will be using OneCoin eventually. Now, your choice is either become a customer, refer people if you want to as well, or even build a network and become a leader in our company. The choice is absolutely yours. If you say, I want to refer others to the business, great. Welcome on board of doing that. You can receive direct sales bonuses of 10%, For every package that you personally introduce to the business, meaning a person that you bring to such a webinar, they say after the webinar, great, I like what I see, you make 10% on any package that you sell, depending on which one it is. If you do so in the first 30 days and you bring 5,500 euros or BV worth to the company by introducing personally a person or people to the business that make that kind of volume, then you get an extra 10% on top. So it's an additional 10% in the first 30 days. If you then build a network of people and you have a left and a right side that you're building, then you're making 10% on the lesser leg volume, i.e. the one BV here is €1. So on the total amount of BV or euros that come in from the weaker of your two businesses that you're going to be building, you're going to be making 10% on that. Okay. So again, that can amount to, trust me, a lot of money. And then we have the matching bonus, and that pays you down 4 levels, 10, 10, 20, and 25%, depending on, whether you yourself have got a higher package, then you're allowed to reach down to level 4 and you're able to earn on the income of your team. Okay, so again, this is the compensation plan that's produced the top earners in our industry. $4 million a month, possible only with this compensation plan I'm talking about right here, right now. So trust me, it pays really well instantly. Like I say, you see BV that gets entered. You see it. The company system works really well to show you very, very simply how the back office. It's just like a McDonald's style type, easy to understand. Big pictures, big images, big colors. Everybody can understand it very, very simply. There's no hiddens, no hoops, loops to jump through. You just understand 10% direct sales bonus, 10% network bonus, and matching bonus between 10 and 25%. Now, again, let me just remind you once again, before I close here, in 18 months, we've got 25,000 people earning in excess of $100,000 a month. We have created over 300 millionaires, over 1,000 coin millionaires, and $5 billion in wealth has been created for the members of this opportunity. And you know what? 2 million members, 2.2 now actually million members, growing between 5 to 10,000 people per day. You tell me if this is an opportunity that you should, pay close attention to. I think so. I know that the results speak for themselves. I've been around long enough to know that this is very special. It's very different, and it's time to engage right here, right now. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for your attention. Thank you for attending today. Please get back to the person that invited you to this presentation. And I really hope that you join the team and that you come to the next webinar live. That's next Friday on the same link, mastermind-webinar.com, 8 p.m. UK time. Again, every week at the same place, at the same time, at the same literally link, and with your guests. Don't make the mistake to come on your own. Come with your people that want to educate themselves about the future of payments. With that, I'd like to wish you all the very best. Be the best. Bye-bye for now.